Hey, Twin Cities, I am back. I'm your host, Natalie, and I'm so excited that you are with us tonight. And if you're just tuning in for the first time right here on the CW with our brand new show, every Saturday, I am joined by just people that are leveling me up. They have the opportunity to level you up and your families. We're leveling up the culture, and this week is no different. So we're going to sit down with some movers. We got some shakers, and I'm just excited to hear their journeys. But first, I'm going to bring in my favorite local reporter out of the Twin Cities. That's my guy, Anthony Gardner. What's up,
y'all?
Okay, so I see you showed up with the gear today. Let me see what you got on.
Yes, ma'am. 651.
651.
Repping St. Paul.
Yes.
Repping the Twin Cities.
That we've been repping the Twin Cities, these last week, especially taking a look at Rondo and kind of how a family migrated to St. Paul. And now many of us call that our homes. And, we shout out all the area codes. 612, we got you too. 952, we got you too. I think what else y'all got? Y'all got
763.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. We got a lot out here. And, Anthony, I'm excited. I'm so happy you're here with me on this journey. Each week, you are really bringing so many different dynamic business owners to our space. Of course, we've had celebs and influencers and all of that, but we also want to keep a local spin to things and talk about what they're doing and what they're offering in our hometowns. But I'm really excited. There's a new local spirit company, right? A new vodka maker, Black owned, that is now collaborating with Delta Airlines. Okay, so who out there is purchasing Denard vodka? Okay, somebody get him on the show. I'm a Texas girl as well, so we do hit up that Tito's, but Denard, man. And what's funny, I've actually worked with him in the past on a project for Uptown Magazine, so I'm so excited to get him on the show, talk about this just endeavor, because I don't know how many Black vodka owners we have in America, but the Twin Cities has one right there for you. So when you're going to get your drinks, make sure you take a look at that line of vodka. I think it's
that's right.
An incredible opportunity to support Black business. And that's what you're doing a lot of, Anthony, bringing us a lot of great people. So as we go to break, we've got some good things coming up for you today. And I also want to share, the different things that are happening in October. A lot of things going on in the community. We're going to be actually offering our community calendar. So if you have something you want to share, something we need to know about what's going on in the Twin Cities, you can email us at info@theconnectonline.com. Send us your event and we'll make sure to shout you out. Anything going down we need to know of in the Twin Cities?
I can't tell too much information, but I will say that there is a blackout fall event coming up, and it's at Co-Motion Center.
Okay.
And if you're from St. Paul, Minneapolis, you know where this t-shirt came from. My boy Glow, he's representing, he's coordinating the event. So it's a must check out. And hopefully we can get him on the show as well.
Yeah.
We are actually talking about it, so we can see what we can do. And I also want to shout out an organization, I should say. It's called the Doorstep Foundation. They are doing some wonderful work in our communities, both Dakota County, Ramsey County, and Hennepin County, to uplift our youth. So I just wanted to give them a shout out as well.
I love that, Anthony. Yes, 651. And it's 2021. You've already won. And so it's time to stand up in your power, stand up in your passion, and don't be afraid to share with people what you do, who you are. You got a space for it right now. And before we go to break, we got to shout out Sina Hodges. We are so proud of her. We want to congratulate her. She's a friend of the show. She is the first African-American to serve as the president of the Walker Art Center's board. She's been on some of our other shows, and it's just amazing. So we want to uplift her and thank her for all of her wonderful work that she is doing and that she will continue to do. So we will take a quick break, grab that drink, get comfortable. And coming up next, Jeremy Brown. He's the founder of the Right to Bear Firearms, which provides firearm training for you and your children. More on that next. We'll be right back.
Hey, beautiful people. It's Major Mr. This is why I love you. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
be a legit party planner but don't know how? Partypreneurs 101 is for you. A 10-week online course unlike any other. Get paid to do what you love and be your own boss. Learn more at thepartypreneurschool.com.
Welcome back, Twin Cities. You are watching Natalie, and my favorite reporter is with me today. We are going to have a good conversation tonight. And if you are one that has a gun, but it might not be legal, put your hand down. Or if you are someone that wants to get a gun and you want to do it the right way, either way, you got to stick with us because we are going to be talking to Jeremy Brown. He is the founder of the Right to Bear Firearms. It provides firearm training, not just for you, but also for your children. Let's bring him up. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Welcome, JB.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. I love what you're doing. Talk a little bit more about who you are and how you got started in firearms training.
Absolutely. So as you guys said, my name is Jeremy Brown. I am from St. Paul, Minnesota. Grew up on the east side. Just your average kid. I did not grow up in a firearms family. My family was about as anti-gun as it comes. I've always been just a big fan of projectiles in general. You know, I had the slingshots and the cap guns. And then eventually when I went to college in Duluth, Minnesota, I ran into a sergeant with the police department, and he was teaching Minnesota permit to carry classes. At the time, I had no prior training. And he kind of, I took one of his classes. And then after that, I just became hooked. You know, I became hooked on firearms law. And eventually, I kind of just stumbled into Right to Bear. At first, I was just a fanatic of firearms, you know, just being one of those types of people where I, you know, being a Black male and not really having friends around me that looked like me that were legally, like you were saying earlier, were gun carriers. It just became fascinating. So that was kind of my story, how I got into firearms. And then, you know, it eventually turned into Right to Bear Firearms training.
And I can't wait to get into this because people, you know, we can have guns too, but you got to just find a way to do it right. And I think Jeremy is going to be able to connect the dots and answer the questions today. And when we talk about guns, right, especially when we look like this and we start talking about guns, everybody gets all worked up. Okay, guns, you know, I mean, are they going to go kill somebody? Why are they talking about guns? Well, it's because we have the right to bear arms.
I got a quick question. So for someone who wants to obtain their permit to carry, but it's kind of new to all of this, what would you tell them to do?
Absolutely. So in the state of Minnesota, our requirements compared to other states are actually very simple. In the state of Minnesota, per Minnesota statute 624.714, requires Minnesota residents and non-residents to take what is called a Minnesota permit to carry class. Now, within that Minnesota permit to carry class, that class is required to not only cover some of the laws regarding the Minnesota permit to carry, you know, where can you carry a gun, when can you carry a gun, but the classes are also supposed to cover self-defense through deadly force. When are you legally allowed to use your firearm to defend yourself? And of course, Right to Bear Firearms training, we offer those courses. We offer those courses twice a week. And that's where, you know, within that requirement, there's also a live fire exercise where you actually are at the shooting range and you shoot under the instruction of an instructor. And then from there, you'll receive your certificate of completion. You'll then take that certificate of completion to your county sheriff that is associated with your driver's license or your state ID, and then you'll apply for your permit. One thing that I will say is, you know, as people that are watching this that may be kind of on the fence of where they want to get their Minnesota permit to carry, be very careful as far as the curriculum for your Minnesota permit to carry class and what the organization covers. Right to Bear Firearms training, which is led by me. I'm certified under a bunch of disciplines within, you know, firearms. I'm a Masada U Group certified deadly force instructor, NRA certified deadly force instructor. So this is what I do. But under the law, under the statute, there's a lot of flexibility that some organizations within their Minnesota permit to carry class, that they may not necessarily be educating you the right way. And the last thing that we need is legal gun carriers with the best intentions that are miseducated on, when and where they can carry these guns and when they can use them. So those are some of the basic requirements to get your Minnesota permit to carry. The first steps that I would say is to just find an organization, ask some questions, reach out to the owners of these organizations at these shooting ranges, and then find out what's the best class for you. And then you'll take the course and then apply for your Minnesota permit.
I love that. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to get your papers. What do you call them? The papers. You get your papers, and then make sure it's safe for your household. A lot of us have children. I have my own 38 revolver. I'm in Texas. I purchased it legally. Texas, you don't have to do anything. You just go up there and you don't even give them a license. They're like, which do you want? We've got semi-automatics. We've got, take your pick. But for me, with all my little children, I've got my gun locked up in the safe. Well, if someone comes and breaks into my house, I'm going to say, sir, can you wait a minute? I got to go to the safe and get my gun. I got 3 kids. So coming up next, Jeremy, you are going to talk about how you keep it safe for the kids and the household with your guns. Coming up next. Be right back.
Right.
What's up? It's your girl Tisha Campbell. You will see me soon on the J Team with Miss JoJo Siwa playing a villain. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
Wear it, feel it. A lifestyle brand with focus on affordability, comfort, and community. A perfect blend of culture, style, class, and professionalism. WearItFeelIt.com.
I'm Ananda Lewis. I help women thrive. You can find me on Instagram at I'm Ananda Lewis or on my new app, Elixir, available in all app stores right now. And you're watching the Connect Network TV.
Connect Network. I'm Sandy Glant, and I'm back with another Slay Your Day Saturday. Today, I have 3 quick tips for you to help you stay productive during these cool fall months. Tip number 1, use the next 3 months to get your action plan in place for the holiday season. This means everything in business to all your personal obligations and things you can put on the calendar now so you don't have to stress out about it in the next couple of months. Tip number 2, embrace the days getting darker earlier and get into bed earlier so you can start the day off strong and ahead of everybody else. Tip number 3, speaking about getting up earlier, go through your weekly schedule and optimize your days to improve your schedule. It's best to go through each day and week with a clear strategy and plan in place. This is going to help you accomplish your goals and make sure you are slaying your day. Use these tips to help you tap into high performance, productivity, and to find your work-life balance. I'm Sandy Glant, and I'm so excited for you to slay your Saturday.
Welcome back, Twin Cities. So I'm excited. We are sitting down with Jeremy Brown. He is the owner of and founder of Right to Bear Firearms. So yes, you need them, you want them, some of you have them, but not the right way. And we're here to level you up and just keep it cute, right? Keep it professional and keep you from going to jail. Okay, step
Right.
1. So Anthony, you're going to kick things off talking about kids. A lot of us have kids, and we've got guns, and we got them in the safe, and how do we do it? How do we keep the family safe? So Anthony, what do you have for us?
Right. Well, I know some folks may be fearful of having firearms in their home because of the children. What information or resources can you provide to parents who want to be responsible and make sure that their firearms are safely stored at home?
So the best thing that I can recommend to parents with children in their home in regards to firearm safety is training. I think that training should not just be limited to adults. I think that training within firearms safety and, some of the basic principles should be offered to children as well. Of course, Right to Bear Firearms training does offer this training. We actually just had our children's class this past Sunday in Woodbury, Minnesota. That was very successful, where I had a group of young individuals between the ages of 11 and 17, where I took the time and I took about 3 or 4 hours to take the fear out of firearms.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what was the age that you want to get these children acquainted and comfortable with recognizing a firearm?
Generally speaking, the firearms culture is dominated by white males. I mean, historically speaking, going all the way back to when the Constitution was established, legally, Black folks have only been able to legally own firearms for the past 100 to 100 years, when firearms have been around since the Constitution was established in the late 1700s. So, the white male population has almost a 200-year head start when it comes to firearms. So it's something that's generationally been passed down from family to family within the white culture. Meanwhile, Black people, we have had to kind of catch up more or less, so that education hasn't been present. I tell people all the time, one of the only reasons that I have not gotten into competition shooting yet is I don't want to get my butt kicked by a 13-year-old. I've been in a range with, these little white kids that are next to me, and they're shooting way better than I am. And I ask them, why are you such a good shooter? And they say, I've been shooting for 10 years. Exactly. You're 14. This mathematically does not make sense. So it's something that I think is super duper important to introduce. At what age you introduce firearms to young children is really going to depend on the child specifically, and their maturity level. I mean, I've seen some 6-year-olds that I would trust in a self-defense situation than more than some 30-year-olds. Right. But then there are some children that are just too young. So you really have to evaluate the age of your child specifically if you want to introduce them to the firearm safety principles. And if you're not going to, kind of how you said, Natalie, if they're just too young, just to make sure that your firearms are locked up and they're secured so they don't have access to them. But I do believe that it is very important to introduce children to the firearms at a younger age so that you're removing that fear out of the household, because these other cultures are doing that. And then by the time they hit teenage years, they're shooting at competition, winning money, winning trophies and things of that nature. So my website, www.right2bear.com, www.right2bear.com. There's one T there. So it's RIGHTOBEAR. On that website, if you look under the classes tab, you'll see my calendar full of all of the classes that I offer, whether that's my basic pistol course, where I pretty much just walk through the bare minimum, what are the different types of firearms, the differences between revolvers, et cetera, or my Minnesota permit to carry class, which is more or less the bread and butter. That's the class that certifies you to get the Minnesota permit to carry. My children's courses are going to be on there. It has a calendar that lists out all of my courses. That will be the place that I immediately direct people. As far as social media is concerned, Right to Bear, Jer 1990. There's 2 T's in that. RIGHTTOBEAR, Jer, JER 1990. That's where I post a lot of my instructional videos. I watch videos of people handling firearms or self-defense scenarios, and I kind of just give my review.
So excited for just young Black men to be able to see you do it the right way. You turn it into a business. You can profit off of your passion. This started as fun, and now he has thousands of people that are signing up to level up and legal up their futures and their families. So I'm so grateful for what you have. We could talk about so much more, but I'm grateful for what you shared today. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right. Hello. I am Coach Stormy, and I help women all across the country, all around the world. And you can find me at www.coachmestormy.com. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
All right, Twin Cities, welcome back. So as we wrap up on your Saturday night, we can't close the show without, I love my cocktails, but I also love to eat too. And Anthony, I'm so happy. You guys set your stomachs up. Make sure you have a snack. We're gonna have some smell-o-vision for you tonight. But I love Anthony. You're the owner of Wear It, Feel It. You know all of the hot spots in the Twin Cities. And today, earlier today, you got to sit down with Adam Randall. He is the owner of Adam Soul to Go. It's at the Potluck in Rosedale Mall. You're gonna be picking you got a lot of spots, food spots that we're gonna be highlighting coming up over the next several weeks. But what made you choose Adam Soul to Go this week?
Adam provides such a variety of food, right? He provides authentic Mexican food. He provides smoked meats, ribs and chicken wings, and also soul food. Like, where can you get that anywhere else? You can't.
Yeah, nice combination.
And do not sleep on his cheesecake for dessert, because it will blow you away. I got people like texting me, asking me like, when is Adam making cheesecake again? I'm like, you're gonna have to check it out yourself. But it is fire. It is very good. And he's just a really down to earth, loving person. He cares for his community. He cares for his kids. He cares for his food. And he is very good at whatever he does when it comes to cooking. So that's why I chose him.
All right. Well, let's check out this interview with Adam Randall, owner of Adam Soul to Go.
I'm here with owner chef Adam Randall and Adam Soul to Go. Adam Soul to Go is located at Potluck in Rosedale Mall in Roseville, Minnesota. So I'm so hungry and excited to talk about some food today, Adam. What kind of food is on your menu?
Well, like you said, soul food is the primary, but it's really the best description is Mexi soul. So we're a little bit of American soul food and a little bit of Mexican street food. Okay. So you kind of get a good variety.
What was your first experience in cooking and how did that come about?
So my very first cooking experience kind of came out of a little bit of a tragedy. So I'm a foster kid, and my sister and I were left in an empty home when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. She was, 6 or 7, and we were hungry, and we had been there for a couple of days, and we had remembered our mom making noodles and butter. Very simple, noodles boiled in water and then just mixed with butter. And so we did that. We made that. These two little kids, I remember pulling the chair up to the stove and pouring the water and spilling, hot water everywhere. And amazingly, we didn't get hurt, but that's the very first meal I ever made was noodles and butter. Wow. So, and really, the truth is, from that point on, I always wanted to know how to cook, so I never felt hunger again. Right. And so it's been all of my life an interest in cooking. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
That's an interesting and sad story, but it got chef to where he is today.
It did. It was definitely the beginnings of my life experience as a chef.
Wow. Yeah. Let's talk about some food and the menu, okay? I know you have smoked meats, soul food, authentic Mexican food, as well as the most flavorful, like, scrumptious cheesecake probably in the state, hands down. So can you give me a little bit of a description of the menu and some of the most popular items on your menu?
Oh, certainly. So like you said, we do smoked meats. I smoke ribs. We make our own rubs. So I smoke ribs, I smoke wings. We have a pulled pork sandwich, which is a little bit different in that our pulled pork is not a smoked pork shoulder. It's actually made Mexican style. It's a very old dish called cochinita pibil, which translates to little pig in the ground, which is the way that it's cooked traditionally is in a ground barbecue pit. But for us, obviously, I don't have one of those. So you marinate the pork and then wrap it in a banana leaf and then cook it until it's ready to fall apart. Wow. And then we use that in 2 different dishes. We use it in a traditional American pulled pork sandwich with barbecue sauce and a coleslaw that we make in-house. But then we also serve the traditional dish, which is Mexican pulled pork, which is the dish of pulled pork and a separate dish of cilantro lime rice and another dish of homemade refried beans and then soft corn tortillas. So you kind of build your own tacos with that.
Wow.
So I've been lucky enough to really be trained and shown how to cook a lot of different cuisines. And one of the decisions that we made when we opened the restaurant was that bringing some food that people are interested in, but don't really have ready access to.
Right.
And because we're in the Rosedale Mall, we felt like soul food was a natural choice, but also authentic Mexican street food where you can come and grab something that you may not be familiar with, but when you get the description or you get to taste it, you're going to be sold.
Right.
One of the things that we know is if you give us the opportunity to taste our food, you're going to come back and see us.
Exactly.
Yeah. As far as the cheesecake goes, I'm not a baker, but I have been making these cheesecakes for the last 30 years, give or take, and I believe that we have perfected the texture and the flavors. And we played a couple weeks ago with a sweet potato cheesecake that was just off the chain. Tastes like sweet potato pie, so.
Well, from what I can tell from tasting your food, Chef, is that you perfected everything that's on that menu.
I appreciate that.
Anthony, it all looks so good. I'm so excited for Adam and just being so brave and starting his business. And I know a lot of you at home are hungry. You're always trying to find new spots to eat. And I think Adam Soda Go might be the perfect place for you to hit up in the Rosedale Mall this weekend. You can hit him up Sunday. Of course, all next week. They're open every day. So good pick, Anthony.
That's
I
right.
like it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Anthony, before we go, I see you got some new gear on, and we know you're the owner of Wear It, Feel It. So let's talk about this new product you got in.
Yep. This is the new Tupac Hoodie.
I love it.
Comes in several different colors, screen printed, silky. It's got it's flexible. You can work out in, you can hoop in it, whatever you want to do. WearItFeelIt.com.
Yes.
That's right.
WearItFeelIt.com. So good. And of course, you see it on the bottom of your screen. Jeremy, he was our guest today. He's the owner of Right to Bear Arms. And you guys check him out. Get your firearms. Get legit. Get legal. Do it the right way. And we're excited. And remember, if you want to be a part of our show or join our community calendar, go to our website and you can register to be on TV. Or, of course, you can send us an email at info@theconnectonline.com. And Anthony, where can the people find you?
WearItFeelIt.com. www.wearitfeelIt.com. And on social media, WearItFeelItMN.
All right, y'all. All right, Twin Cities. We'll see you right back here on the CW next week. Bye.